The power of radio is in your hands. You can play. You can pause.
Rewind.
You can download. It's Vicalonia Radio. Solely for your listening pleasure. You are listening to your number one online edutainment radio.
The greatest inventions of the world were possible through mathematics. You say mathematics is difficult? Let's prove you wrong. Welcome to Keeping Up with Mathematics. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on Vicalonia Radio as Romero exposes all the tricks to solving math problems faster and easier. Oh yes, mathematics just got easier.
Good day, wonderful listeners out there. It's one of your favorite show, Keeping Up with Mathematics on Vicalonia Radio, your number one edutainment radio, solely from listening pleasure. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Vicalonia Radio. And for the show, join us on Facebook, Keeping Up with Mathematics. I would love to get comments and questions from you, and I will really love to help you solve those problems. So don't forget to join us on Facebook. So we're back with Money Mathematics Part 2. Yeah. Trust me, everybody needs to know how to calculate your money. You really don't want to be cheated by someone else. So this time we're talking about amortization of loan. We're talking about VAT, that's value added tax. Yeah, and we're talking about hire purchase. So starting with the day, let's talk about amortization of loan. We say a loan is amortized if both the principal and interest are paid off with a single periodic payment whose amount is fixed for the life of the loan. Now, the most common example of this amortized loan is when you talk about home mortgage, where you can buy a house and you pay monthly over a periodic time of almost 15 to 30 years. Yeah. I would say this the amount of interest is computed monthly based on the principal balance and is taken from the monthly payment. And to compute the monthly payment, we can think of an amortized loan as a simple annuity whose present value A is the amount borrowed. So when we want to calculate for amortization of loan, we use a general formula. We say A is actually the amount borrowed. So A is equals to R. R is what? The payment you should be making monthly times discount factor. This discount factor will be calculated as have its own separate formula as 1 minus bracket open 1 plus I bracket close raised to power minus n all divided by I, where our A now stands for the amount. I've already said that earlier, the amount actually borrowed. R stands for the amount to be paying back, that's monthly. Now our I stands for, how should I put it now? Is that when you are asked to pay a loan with 15% annual interest, we all know that when we talk about annual, we're talking about 12 months. So how much interest is given to each of these months? That's I should be noted as and how much interest each of these notes. So when you are giving something like 10% annually, what you do, divide 10%, that's number 10%, multiply by 12 to know the exact percent qualifies for each of the months. So we have our N. What's our N? But most of the time, these loans are given a number of years, but we are asked to pay in months. So N is, we multiply, we multiply this number of months by the year. Then when you ask to do 10 years, how many months are in 10 years? We'll find out how many months are in 10 years. That will do 12 multiplied by 10, that's 120 months. So that is our N. Our N is the number of months in this period of payment. So okay, let's take an example. At least that will help you understand better. So when you're asked to compute the monthly payment on a loan, 10 million naira, at 15% annual interest, which is amortized over 10 years. Now we have our A. I talked about A being the amount actually borrowed. This amount is 10 million naira. Yeah, that 10 million really sound well in my mouth. 10 million naira. So talking about I now. What's our I? As I said, I is we are asked 15% annually as a rate of 15%, but we're looking for us to calculate. We need to leave the exact rate we'll be working with monthly. So our I now becomes 15%, which is 0.15 divided by 12. An annual contains 12 months, so we divide by 12 to know the exact rate for each month. So 0.15, that's 15%, that's 15 over 100, divided by 12 will be equal to 0.0125. Our I is equal to 0.0125. And our N, we are given over a period of 10 years, right? And each year is composed of 12 months. So we'll do 10 multiplied by 12. Our N equals 120 months. Remember our formula? We said R. Okay, I said A equals to R multiplied by discount factor. That means when we are calculating for R, which is the amount to be paid, as we are asked to complete the monthly payment, R, which is our monthly payment, will now be equal to A divided by discount factor, where our discount factor again is 1 minus bracket open 1 plus I close bracket raised to power minus N. That's everything in bracket raised to power minus N, all divided by I. That's our discount factor. Let's input in the formula. R is equal to what? 10 million, all divided by 1 minus bracket open. So our 1 plus I, our I is what? 0.0125. That alone already gives us 1.0125, all bracket close raised to power minus 120 divided by 0.0125. So when we sum out this, we arrive at 10 million divided by 61.984. So we are left with 161,331 naira 96 kobo. Wow, that means we have to pay each month the sum of 161,331 naira. That was, I'm talking about 161,331 naira 96 kobo. Wow, no wonder most of these persons, they go into mortgage because it really pays a lot. So let's take another topic. They say a speculator agrees to pay 500,000 naira for a price of land. This amount will be paid in semi-annual payments at the interest of 16% compounded semi-annually. Find the amount of each payment if this amount will be paid off in 3 years. I really want to understand something. It says semi-annual payment. So taking note of the word semi-annual, that means now we won't be paying monthly. We're paying 2 times a year. Do you understand that? You'll be paying this 2 times a year, that's every six months. So that's the aim. So when you're calculating for your I, you won't now be doing 16% of 12 months in a year. Since you are paying 2 times, you're doing 16% of 2. Do you understand me? That is 16 over 100 divided by 2. So what we now have now is our A, which stands as 500,000. Then our I stands at 0.16 divided by 2. That is 0.08. And our N, we're paying 2 times in a year across a period of 3 years. So it's 2 times 3. Our N is equals to 6. So let's input it into the formula. So R is equals to, again, A divided by the discount factor, which is 1 minus bracket open 1 plus I bracket close raised to power minus N, all divided by I. So we have 500,000 divided by 1 minus 1 plus I give us 1.08 because our I is 0.08. So 1.08 raised to power minus 6, that's our minus N, all divided by 0.08. So we are left with 500,000 divided by 4.625. 500,000 divided by 4.625, and we have 108,108 naira 108 kobo. So in a period of a year, we're paying every 6 months, we're paying the sum of 108,108 naira, 108 kobo. I really hope you understood that. So now we'll be talking about VAT, VAT, that's value added tax. Now, what's VAT? It's a form of tax payable to government on goods purchased and services rendered by people or organization. Now, the tax is collected from the purchaser or the person to whom the service is actually being rendered to, and is being shared between the local, state, and federal government. In Nigeria, all VAT in Nigeria is 5%. It's currently 5% on goods and services rendered in Nigeria. So when someone is telling you that you have to pay VAT of 10% in this country, you should actually ask why, because it ought to be 5%. Actually, VAT actually varies from different countries, but in Nigeria it is 5%. So let's take an example. You say a hotel charges 5% VAT on its accommodation. Now, a man lodges in a hotel for 5 days and pays 2,050 naira per day. Calculate the VAT paid by the man. Now, total accommodation bill for these 5 days is 5 multiplied by the 2,050 naira. That will sum out at 10,250 naira. So VAT paid is 5% of this amount. 5% of 10,250 naira will amount to 512 naira 50 kobo. So this man, over the period of these 5 days, actually paid a VAT of 512 naira 50 kobo. Okay, another example. If, say, a financial outfit remits the sum of 75,800 naira to government as VAT for the month of December 2000. Say, if the VAT is 5%, calculate how much service we are rendered by the outfit during this same period. Now, for them to have actually paid a VAT of 5%, yeah, they actually paid a sum of 75,800 naira. That means 5% of their actual income, which is S, is equals to 75,800 naira. So what do we do? We say S is equals to what? 75,800 multiplied by 100 times divided by 5. That will just simple cost multiplication. If you understand, you just simply make 5% of S is equals to 75,800. Then you make S the subject of formula. Then we have S is equals to 75,800 multiplied by 100 divided by 5. Now we amount to 1,516,000 naira. Hope you're not saying 1 point something million in mathematics is actually very wrong. Call the numbers in full. 1,516,000 naira. Now I'm very sure nobody's going to be cheating you with the word VAT. Yes. Okay, let's talk about hire purchase. Let's talk about hire purchase before we end the section for today. So, what's actually hire purchase? Hire purchase, I'm sure you must have heard of it somewhere. It's when goods are bought and paid for instrumentally. Yes, for most times goods are being bought and you actually pay instrumentally, but you first need to deposit. You first have to deposit something. So it is termed hire. An initial deposit is made at the time of purchase, and the balance plus the interest are paid instrumentally over an agreed period of time. So the interest is calculated on balance payment at the time of purchase and spread over payment period. For example, when you say a man purchases an article of 92 naira and he makes a deposit of 25%, that's instantly, and an interest of 15% is charged on the outstanding balance. If the balance and the interest is to be paid in 12 monthly installments, how much will each installment be? So the initial price is what? 92 naira, and he paid 25%. 25% of 92 naira will sum out to be 23 naira. Yeah, so what will happen? We subtract 23 from 92 and we are left with 69 naira. Then here it says an interest of 15% is charged on the outstanding. That means this 16 naira he's owing, that he's going to be paying over a period of months, there's an interest of 15% on them. So 15% of 69 naira sums out to be 10 naira. That is 15 over 100 multiplied by 69. That is 10 naira 35 kobo. Let's add it to the balance, the outstanding balance, plus 69 naira. We are left with 79 naira 35 kobo. So our major question here is how much will he pay over the period of 12 months? So what do? 12 naira 35 kobo divided by 12 will sum out to be 6 naira 61 kobo. So for every month for the next 12 months, this man is going to be paying the sum of 6 naira 61 kobo till he remits it. I really hope you understand that. Okay, let's take another example. Then an item is to be sold for 55 naira. An item is to be sold for 55 naira or by monthly installment with a deposit of 24 naira 92 kobo and monthly payment of 7 naira 52 kobo. You see, how long will it take to complete this payment? Now, the initial price is what? 55 naira. But no, someone bought it on monthly installment on hire purchase and actually deposited a sum of 24 naira 92 kobo. So how much is remaining? It's remaining 30 naira 8 kobo. 30 naira 8. Yeah, 30 naira 0.8 kobo. So what do? Now the time, actually the balance divided by the month's installment. Now we already said that this man is paying 7 naira 52 kobo every month, and the money is actually 30 naira 8 kobo. What do? We divide to know how long it will last. Now find that this man will pay this sum for 4 months. So how long will it take to complete this payment? 30.08 divided by 7.52, and that amounts to 4 months. I really hope you enjoyed yourself. Yes, we've come to the end of this segment, the end of the show, Keeping Up with Mathematics. Don't forget to follow Viclonia Radio on Instagram, on your Facebook and Twitter. And for the show itself, follow us, join us on Facebook at Keeping Up with Mathematics. And you can also join our official WhatsApp group with the number 081-677-45772. I really hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening.